What's up, guys? Shogun's here again, bringing you guys another One Piece review. This is chapter 724, entitled Lost Strategy, from over here at mangastream.com. I could say it's a pretty good chapter. It was actually pretty hype. Everybody was talking about, the Sanji Doflamingo fight. I mean, I personally already knew Sanji was going to get bodied. He's going to get destroyed because Doflamingo's just on a whole nother level. The fight was kind of interesting, though. We kind of saw more of Doflamingo's abilities and his what he can do as a character. I mean, throughout the whole story, we already knew that Doflamingo had some sort of either like wires or string, or he's a type of puppet master, how he can control enemies. I mean, Sanji tries to hit him with some shit, but Doflamingo's just too quick, just dodging it. Like, it was pretty nuts how he was just evading all the Sanji shit. Sanji really never hit him. I mean, Doflamingo was blocking all of his shit and took all of his took all the arsenal that Sanji really brought to the table. He hit him with one swipe, and everybody's like, I thought Sanji was done after that. I thought it was a one hit wonder. It was a knockout, and then actually Sanji came back with another. It's kind of like it's kind of like a little Luffy Gatling stamp. I forgot. Let's see what Sanji called it. Sanji called it his Spectre attack. He used it on Doflamingo. Doflamingo's just blocking it all. And then kind of interesting thing is that we see here that Sanji's both of his legs are on fire. Usually with Diablo Jambe, it's just one of his legs. So it's kind of interesting to see because in this panel on page 9, it looks like both legs are on fire, which is kind of interesting. But Doflamingo puts him still. He does one thing where he flips his finger and just completely freezes Sanji. Sanji can't move. And then he pulls out like this whip ability. And it's getting ready to basically bop Sanji. I mean, they call it a whip. It could be a bunch of threads like interlaced into one. So it just looks like one thick binding. And obviously Law comes in to save the day, being the beast and broken character that Law is. Because at first, I mean, I remember when they were going to Greenbit, Law stated that not necessarily he has bad stamina, but every time he uses his room, he uses a substantial amount of stamina. So, I mean, he's still being able to make these rooms kind of at any given time. So I'm kind of curious. It would have been a good idea if Law, because Law's his ability is extremely broken. Like, it's extremely ridiculous what he can do with that double fruit ability. But it would make perfect sense if he had terrible stamina. If he was only able to do his rooms, at specific amounts of times, or he can only do so many. But it looks like right now he's still able to do rooms freely. He still has Caesar, and he basically throws a log into the air, switch places with the log, and then used his room and then switch places with Doflamingo on some legit shit, which obviously Law is using it to his fullest abilities. So obviously Doflamingo whiffs. He shoots the whip attack, and this attack is crazy. It goes all the way over to Dressrosa. I mean, it's slicing buildings in half. People don't know what's going on. I mean, that's a ridiculous level. So then they go back to the boat and take care of all that stuff. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, and of course OG Fujitora comes out like a boss. This guy, you just see the whole marine ship flowing over. I mean, he's just too good. Obviously, I think he's using his gravity ability to basically make the ship lighter so he can flow over, dropping all types of meteors and stuff like that while he's eating a bowl of ramen like a thug. Just kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like Fujitora is kind of feel like he's not taking it seriously. I feel like people who are more of Aki Inu's subordinates, someone who's Aki Inu, who's now the new fleet admiral, someone who's really serious and has a very cutthroat sense of humor and everything like that. I would figure that his admirals will be the ones that are like, we need to get the job done. We need to do it as quick as possible. We need to do it as efficient as possible. But Fujitora is really laid back, and as he's dropping these meteors from the sky, and what I think he's controlling this marine ship by making it lighter and float, he's eating a bowl of ramen. So I'm not sure how to really take that. Some people say, well, it's really too easy for him. Others are, kind of disagreeing with it. But I don't know. I'm kind of in both standpoints. But Law uses his room while the meteors are falling. He starts switching meteors in different direction. One of the meteors hits the Fujitori's actual marine ship, and then they're like, well, we have to go back to Dressrosa now because the ship's gonna sink. So, which was definitely kind of interesting. Um, and another thing too, Doflamingo tries to use his overheat ability again on the Straw Hat ship because they're back on the ship now, and Law like blocks it with his sword, but it kind of like wraps around Law's sword. I don't know why it would just wrap around his sword. I think like the full whip impact would either like cut Law's sword or it'd be more like a block, like ching, and like it deflect more than it wrapping around. So I kind of thought that was a little weird. Law's telling them they need to get out of here because Doflamingo's hot on their ass and Fujitori's like flying right above them. So the Straw Hats use Coop to burst. Uh, Law quickly grabs I forgot her name, the fat chick that has the art ability, that the terrible art ability that I did not care about, and he basically uses her as a hostage, which is interesting to see because um, a lot of people are saying like Doflamingo's cutthroat. He doesn't care if Law is using a subordinate for bait or using a hostage. But we might not know. Doflamingo might be one of those characters who, he might be an evil character. He might have evil ambitions, but he might, care for his subordinates. And even though he didn't kill Bellamy, he taught him a lesson, but he didn't kill Bellamy when Bellamy failed. He didn't kill Baby Five when Baby Five was trying to attack him and kill him. So he might really care about his subordinates, but I mean we don't know. But obviously the big thing is Law basically said that he had no intentions of uh, really working with the Straw Hats or going to fight Aki Inu, which is kind of a good thing. We found out Sanji was basically talking to Law, and he was like, "I thought our plan was to go for Aki Inu," and that basically told you right there who was the Yonko they were going after back when Luffy and Law were talking in that infamous page back in Punk Hazard. But Law basically says, "Hey, I'm not even trying to go for Kaido. My whole ambition was to use the Straw Hats and to get them here on Dressrosa so they can help me destroy Sad and they can help me destroy you, Doflamingo." So he could be lying to Doflamingo. He could have lied to the Straw Hats. Like a lot of people forget, like Law's still a pirate. Like he can completely be using the Straw Hats if he want to. Well, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Obviously, Law can't fight Doflamingo. He's probably going to get bodied. Doflamingo is really close to Admiral level, which is crazy. So I'm very interested to see what happened. And let me know what you guys think. Of course, as always, I'm going to probably cut it short here. I'm trying to think of something else I can talk about. But as always, talk about in the description what you guys liked. Obviously, I'm going to be putting more of these reviews up. So I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.